Hello and Sani Bonani. It has just gone 7:30 Central African Time, which can only mean one thing. It's top-tier Breakaway League racing. Today, we are in Australia. And as you can see, we have 29 laps of racing. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, before we get to racing, we will have a full qualifying session. And that will entail Q1, Q2, and Q3, as is customary. We will have 3 qualifying sessions, as is customary. That is Q1, Q2, and Q3, as the drivers have filled out their forms to ensure that their registration and all their documentation is all right for this race. I've been given some intel that the likes of Zotal and Seaflay have been, putting in the work in the simulator, and perhaps, we could watch them closely to see what they can do as far as qualifying is concerned, especially if both drivers make it through to Q3. Seaflay, of course, is the defending champion, and last time out, he put on an absolutely dominating performance in Monaco to claim the race win, and eventually had enough time to saunter into the pit lane, put on a brand new set of soft tires, and, snatch the fast lap from Josh, aka Damnesia. Was a good day for Seaflay, finishing in P1 last time out in Monaco. Malusi the Malusi had a fantastic recovery from the antics in Belgium. He finished P2 in Monaco. And last time out, of course, Josh, aka Damnesia, claimed his second consecutive podium alongside Seaflay. He finished P3. Zotal finished 4th. Ban Kobe was in 5th place. And Ngwako, a.k.a. D-Wax, was P6 in Monaco. Brown Boy, the brand new kid on the block, been taking no prisoners and looking absolutely comfortable in the top tier. He finished P7 last time out. And he was followed by Tato, a.k.a. Loveness, in P8. We then had Mandla, Romeo, claiming his first points of the season in P9. And rounding off the top 10 was M. Shengu, who finished P10. Just a single point for M. Shengu. I did not have a good time out in Belgium in the first race, only finishing 14th then. So a lot of work for M. Shengu to do. Liddy hoped to cling on for a potential point, but he was P11. No points for Liddy last time out after that single point for the McLaren driver in Belgium. Welcome to Australia! It's good to have you. We always look forward to seeing what y'all have to say in the comment section. And your reactions and responses to everything that we're going to see right here on track. It's Australia. It's Q1 coming up in just a matter of seconds. Less than 10 seconds to go now. This iconic 5.2 kilometer Melbourne Grand Prix circuit is definitely a speedster's dream. Zotal is quite notorious or popular in the breakaway centers for running a very aggressive wing setup. He's been known to pretty much eliminate all semblance of drag from the front and rear wings. And we'll get a sense of whether or not that aggressive wing approach will yield good returns in terms of his qualifying pace. Oh, Tapiso having a bit of a moment coming out the pit lane on those soft tires. Brakeaway is not visible as yet. We do hope to have him in this race. Of course, unfortunately, FCOM's antics means that load shedding is back in South Africa. And for our non-South African viewers, that's a sort of a power rationing system which sees areas deprived of electricity for a matter of hours. Well, hopefully that is not the reason why we do not see our defending champion Seaflay in the colors of half out here. His teammate Enlebo is currently in the pit lane, and he will be flying that flag as high as possible, hoping to claim some points here on behalf of Haas. This is Tapiso. He is a very quick, very pacey driver, but so far has yet to score a point. He finished 11th in Belgium, no points, and unfortunately for him, had a DNF in Monaco. So Tapiso is always one of the first drivers to come out on track and set a quick lap. And, well, he's going to have to make his mark on this qualifying session and indeed in the race. He needs the points, does Tapiso. He has been well and truly available right now. He needs to rack up those points. He opens up that rear wing and sends that Ferrari screaming down the main straight. It's sector 1 for Tapiso. He is in 8th gear. He brings it down to 5 to take turn 1 and 2. It's looking like a good start as it looks like an Alfa Romeo makes way for this Ferrari driver. It's sector 1 for Tapiso. Remember, this is the modified Australian track. He comes through track, turns 3 and 4 unscathed, does Tapiso. Yellow flag is something that he will not have to worry too much about. Ooh, quite heavy on the revs is Tapiso. And he's now about to begin the second sector. Quite heavy onto the curves. He's using every inch of the track limits here. He is leaving nothing to chance. He's the first man, of course, to steady time. So we will see purple sectors down at the bottom right on that track map. It is now the end of sector 2 for Tapiso. And he comes there unscathed. Remember, Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari in the real world that came unstuck at that particular point, but not Tapiso. Here is this modified turn 11. It's sector 3 for Tapiso. He took it fairly well. And now he's looking towards the very end of his lap. What will it be? It is going to be the gauntlet set by Tapiso. And now he has to hug this final apex. It's looking good. 1:15.16. Will it be a sub 1 minute 20 for Tapiso? The answer is yes. It's a 1:19.625 for the Ferrari driver. And as I say that, we have lost Enlebo. Enlebo has crashed out of this qualifying session. He will start from the back of this pack. Enlebo, who is pretty much, holding the hope for Haas, will have no shot at qualifying here. He is out. Ex-Buda, we're on board now with the Williams driver. He is slower than Tapiso by some margin. For Ex-Buda, it's going to be a 1:23.925. Expect to see him fall. And as I say that, Mshengu, Mfundo set a time in the 1:20. So Tapiso tops the time sheet thus far. Let's get a sense of who else is running. Inati, unfortunately for him, has invalidated, but it looks like Seppo Temba, that being Tapiso's teammate, is on the verge here. It's going to be a 1:20.323 for the fellow Ferrari driver, looking fairly decent for Tapiso here, or rather Seppo Temba. And I'm joined now, absolutely honored, to have the one, the only Tindo. And as I say that, right on board with Romeo, who invalidates coming out of turn 2. Romeo Mandla is going to have to go all the way around again. There is an Aston Martin on the verge across the line. Tindo, hello!
Yebo. Sanbonan. Tyson, how are you doing, brother?
I'm fantastic, Tindo. We saw some drama in Monaco. People are fighting for the estima of Tier 1 because of a fast track. People are comfortable here. What are your expectations for this track?
Nah, it's going to be a close race. I think, it's going to be a very close race. Just hoping that there won't be so many safety cars, just complicates things,
Yeah.
And especially if you have your own strategy that is working well. And,
yeah.
But I feel like it's going to be close. Hopefully, we'll see the Tier 1 doing better than what Tier 2 was doing yesterday. Because yesterday it was flames all over.
Yeah.
So hopefully the guys will be putting in faster times. We want to see 1:18s, not 1:19.625. That person would have been in top 5 if it would be number 5 or 6 in Tier 2.
Yeah. Tindo expecting times in the 1:18s as this qualifying session goes, as the track evolves, as these drivers lay down the rubber shed from these tires. Now, this is Inati that we're on board with. He's been on board for most of this lap. He was the quickest man through Sector 2, was Inati, and he's on the verge of finishing his initial representative lap for Aston Martin. He opens up that rear wing, and he will cross the line in the 120s as well. It's a 1:20.558. Tapiso, thus far, the only man in the 1:19. We're going to catch up with the rest of the pack now and see how they fare. In the interim, Zotal did set a time in the 1:20, a 1:20.354. But as I do that, it looks like he might have gone even quicker, and he opts to come back into the pit lane. So he looks fairly comfortable, does Zotal. Let's catch up now with the Mercedes of Malusi the Malusi. Unfortunately, he has invalidated, as you see that bright red track map. He's going to have to give it another go. Bad Kobe. That is a good question. We do not see him in the lobby. I hope he hasn't been affected by load shedding, because he's been looking good apparently in the time trials and the simulator.
No, time trials, they will give you something else, and then when you're on the track, that's when the real thing is happening,
Yeah.
Like I think I saw earlier on, like the Zotal, they were doing 118s and stuff like that. So now here you are on time trial, you're just sending it than an actual race, because now here you need to be cautious. If you make a mistake, you DNF you out. So it's a tricky thing as well. It's a very, very tricky thing.
It is quite tricky indeed. We saw Mambla pretty much invalidate his lap coming out of turn 2. Right now we're on board with the Red Bull of Lungs. It's the Red Bull car has yet to set a time, and we're going to hope that we'll see his teammate Brown Boy in contention as we end this qualifying session and look forward towards the race. Now, Lungs is coming through sector 2. He's hugging the far right of this track thus far. Perhaps a very deliberate strategy to take up as little time as possible. Here comes Lungs. He is the quickest man, I would have you know, through sector 2. Looking good, so hugging that touch line, if you will, was a very good strategy for him. He's going to come now to turn 11, the modified part of this track. He hits that apex perfectly, does Lungs. Wasting absolutely no time. He's about to finish the third and final sector. This is a crucial corner. We've seen so many drivers go wide, both in qualifying and the race, but not Lungs. He is looking good. He is looking on track. He is looking on point. Will it be a sub 120? It's looking very good. Lungs will cross the line. P2.
56. Wow.
Yeah.
That was a good lap time, though. That was a really good lap time.
Absolutely.
I think most drivers, the last corner is tricky. The last corner, I'm sure most guys saw that from Spizo yesterday, and that corner you might crash or you go in the pit. So those two. So you wanna go in the pit as well, and then while you're trying to fight for a lap time, and I can see D-Works is doing good as well. He just set a fastest sector 2. He's also edging towards the last parts of the corners.
Let's stay on board with Ngwako. D-Wax, Sector 3, quickest through Sector 2. So it seems that middle sector is one that, a lot of these drivers are having a very good time in. What can D-Wax do? Looks to be fairly slower than Lungs coming out of that final corner, and it's only a 121.3.
It's that final corner. That final corner is very, very crucial.
And Tapiso improves on his time. He was already the quickest man by a couple of hundredths, but he extends that advantage by being the quickest man once again. It's a 119.585 for the scorching hot scarlet red Ferrari. Now, he needs points, does Tapiso, and he's looking comfortable in qualifying. Let's hope he carries that through to the race proper. Now, Van Kobe must have invalidated because he was on a hot lap but did not set a time. Meanwhile, Caboza for Williams has set a time in the 126s. It's I don't think that is a representative time. Does not look like he has a broken winner or anything like that. Some work to do for him. As things stand, it's Tapiso from Lungs and Mshengu, the top 3 times. Tepo Temba is fourth quickest from Zotal, and then Mfundo. Inati is P7, and Josh, aka Damnesia, currently in 8th spot from D-Wax, who we saw a couple of moments ago. Mandla has set the representative time, but it is some way off from Tapiso, 121.5. So we're looking at a factor of almost 2 full seconds that Romeo needs to make up to get anyway close to Tapiso. Espuda has not looked comfortable thus far, just 122.8 for him. He's back in the pits, and Caboza is looking like he might need to come back into the pits. That red light is flashing, and that prep lap might just need to be looked at again. It looks like
it's a very tricky track, and these guys, you can see they're struggling to get the times. Because one mistake was, the thing is, you wanna try and hit that the corners, like you need to be leaning on them so close. So now you end up going outside of the track, and then you track limits as well.
Yeah.
Oh, CK just joined. Oh Lord.
C. Clay has
I think
joined.
he was leaving it for late. He was leaving for the guys, you know. Why is he joining this party though?
That is a good question. As we were on board with Liddy, he was yet to set a time, but he had a huge moment and has invalidated that lap. Malusi the Malusi has not looked comfortable at all. Invalidation after invalidation, has yet to set a representative time. He currently
And
sits at
you're
the bottom.
wasting your time credit as well, because now you're losing time. You're wasting so much of your tires as well, like on this when making invalidations. You need to go around again and then you're coming back again, just complicating things for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Tapiso is first, says Man Ray in the comments. Yes, he's looked by some margin the most comfortable driver out here today. So, Van Kobe, Malusi, the Malusi will catch up with their hot lap attempts. We have just under 6 minutes of this Q1 to go. This is Inati in the Aston Martin. He needs points, does Inati, and he's looking to make his mark here. Tapiso might have just crosses the line. P7, it's a 1:20.558, which is still his best time. Oh, has a huge moment coming out of turn 2, but he catches it. He catches that car. Manages to keep it together. That might compromise Malusi the Malusi, who was following. Yeah, he had to abandon that hot lap now. And Malusi, don't know, he might just have to come all the way back into the pit. Because Malusi, he has again. Yeah, that's the line, 120.0, yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, he did. Also, he was on his flying lap then, I think.
Yeah. Sorry, you were saying?
No, I was saying it's a very, 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 very crucial, because imagine you just wasted the whole lap for you to invalidate, and then someone in front of you crashes, and then again you have to start again. You go
exactly.
Yeah. So you just need to be, at least try to be out early. I think that's a secret. Try to be out early and set your good time and then leave.
Yep, and this is Ban Kobe's first representative time. It is also, some way away, just a 122.2. That red light is flashing, so Ban Kobe might just have to come all the way back into the pits and, give it another go. He's some way off. Remember, only 15 drivers go through to Q2, and Lebo crashed and DNF'd without setting a lap. Some work to do for him. C. Clay, his teammate, who you've been asking about, is, he's made his presence felt in the paddock, and he's currently on
Maybe you are just seeing the guys, what are they doing? I just wanted to sleep their time, and let me just go and set one lap, just to make a statement there, I don't need to go in early, let them try, and then I'll come in the last minute, just break a record and then go.
Slam dunk lap, perhaps, from C. Clay. That is maybe what we can expect. This is now Ban Kobe beginning the third and final sector. And let's see how he does. Turn 11 is clean for Ban Kobe. There were yellow flags, but it does not look like it will affect this man that much. That red light is flashing. He needs to set a decent time. But no, Ban Kobe is, abandoning that attempt and, pretty much coming back into the pits here. Yeah. Let's catch up with the...
I think maybe just trying to save his tires, because he knows that he's in the Q2. So there's nothing much. Only one person who's at risk is Ludi. Balls actually is the one who's at risk. Because Ludi, if he can put time and then CFA and also push time, and then he's gonna be the one under relegation.
Under pressure.
Of F1.
And that possible slam dunk lap is looking like it's on the cards. It's a purple sector 1 for Clay, the quickest man with 2.5 minutes of qualifying to go. So far, he has a purple sector 1.
He has traffic though.
He really does. Lungs opted to hug the right side, but Clay hugged the left side of that sector 2. He's gone quickest through that sector as well. We're looking at a time quite well and truly, at the very least, very comfortably in the 119s, low 119s. But could it be a time in the high 118s as well on what would be his first and only run in Q1? He comes through that fine...
Not 118, not 118.
Not 118?
Maybe 120, the 120 point something.
He will cross the line in the 19th. It's a 1:19.7. So he definitely lost the initiative in Sector 3. That is where the likes of Tapiso and Lungs prove superior to Seaflay. But he's got his bank lap in, and with just over 90 seconds to go for these drivers to take the checkered flag and, put on their hot laps, Seaflay is looking well and truly comfortable. And Fundo has invalidated his attempt to improve on his time. What about D-Wax? Currently about a hundredth of a second quicker than his previous best attempt. He currently sets P11. His teammate Mandla is P12. Let's go on board with the AlphaTauri of D-Wax. It's Sector 2. And we'll see whether or not he can match the scorcher that Seaflay put up in Sector 2. Well, the answer is no. But he still has the third sector to make up. It looks like Sector 2 so far has been the one that a lot of these drivers have enjoyed. We've been on board with a couple of attempts where we saw purple. What about D-Wax now, making his way to the penultimate corner, slow corner, as you mentioned, Tindo, one that can quickly, mess up the final part of your hot lap attempt. It's D-Wax. On the final stretch, he will cross the line quicker than his previous attempt, but it's only good enough for P9. It's a 1:20.475.
But they need to be careful, because I feel like we're gonna have a lot of DNFs with our tier 1 drivers, because it's so tricky. Like they're all trying to push, but now it's not working out with them. They end up making mistakes, especially on the race. You're gonna end up making mistakes because you're trying to cover up, or maybe you're trying to close up the guy in front and stuff like that.
Yeah, and Mandla is the quickest man through Sector 2. This lap is currently 8.5 tenths quicker than his previous best, as Kaboza opts to retire his car. His best put him in P4. What can Mandla do? He currently sits 13th. Oh, his teammate did well. Has a moment, touches the gravel there. How many tenths will that cost him? It was looking so good through Sector 2. And
it's the same old story. So
but it's still a 1.3 second better effort. Good enough for P9, 1:20.1. It could well have been a time in the 1:19.
What happened to Ludi? Ludi didn't even come out. Is he having a technical problem with the car?
Perhaps Ludi is just gonna take
the tires. These guys in the F1 these days, they're doing weird stuff.
And Fundo has opted to come back into the pits, and as things stand, the quickest man it looks like D-Wax is also on his way back. So Tapiso is the quickest man in P1. Lungs is in P2 with that 1:19.666. Seaflay P3. Kaboza fourth quickest. Malusi the Malusi in Mercedes is P5. Van Kobe is in 6th place. Shengu Mduduzi is currently P7. Romeo is 8th. Seppo Temba 9th. Zotal is 10th currently. And Fundo 11th. And D-Wax, who we're watching, is P12. 12th quickest. Inati, who desperately needs points in this championship, is currently P13. Josh, aka Damnesia, not looking too quick thus far. Perhaps his best is yet to come. P14 for him. As Buddha makes the cut by the skin of his teeth, but he might just be knocked out because he might have crashed that car. So it's P15, 15th quickest, and then we have Ludi and Nebo rounding up the rest of this field. Tapiso is quick enough to top the times here. Hopefully that can translate to Q2 here. Just on a half a minute to go before we see that. Let's catch up with the comments. Wendile Shezi says Seaflay is going to do one lap and be in the top 3. You were spot on with that. And what about Man Ray? Man Ray says he's eating humble pie. Tapiso's fired up thanks to his enemy. Man Ray and Tapiso have been firing shots at each other, and Tapiso responding in turn by topping the timesheets in Q1. Wendile Shezi says, Konja, you said Tapiso is preparing his seat for Tier 2 next season, so not on my watch, says Tapiso, topping the timesheets. And look forward to a good qualifying from here on out. I saw some gray clouds, Tindo. I'm not sure if there's going to be a spot of rain towards the end of qualifying or perhaps in the race itself. Wouldn't that make things interesting? Yeah. We will get a sense of the weather, and it's looking good. It is looking good. No issues there. 14 drivers will take part in this part of qualifying. So Esbuda is out, Lydia is out, and Nebo is out. And the drivers that you can see there are the ones you can look forward to. Looks like, as is usually the case, Seppo Temba is not wasting any time here. Neither, it seems, is Josh, aka Damnesia. Now, he likes his early qualifying laps, does Josh? So we'll get a sense of how he fares. Mfindo did not race in Monaco last time out. And thus far, since the start of the season, he's managed just the one race in the points. Finished P8 in Belgium, did Mfindo, in the, of course, new livery of Alpine. Yeah, he's driven for AlphaTauri, he's driven for Aston Martin, and now he's in that beautiful blue and pink livery of Alpine, and partnered, of course, with none other than Zotile. In prospect, it is a absolutely fantastic partnership. Now, Mfundo has, in the off-season, switched to the racing wheel, but it's our understanding that he does alternate between the racing wheel and the controller, which currently remains his strongest performing tool, so to speak. And he's absolutely setting it now in this outlap, and we'll get a sense of how he fares here today in Australia. All right, we're on board with Mfundo. He will be one of the first, in fact, he will be the third to set a time, following Damnesia, as well as, following Damnesia and Mandla. Those are the two drivers that are also on track currently. Look at a steady time. Damnesia might have just slowed down here. And Mfundo is a little bit wide of the apex there. Let's see how that might affect his prospects in Sector 1, towards the end of Sector 1, whether or not he goes purple. The answer is yes. So he's definitely quicker than Josh, aka Damnesia, through that sector. A lot of twitching on the steering wheel as he makes those inputs. As you can see, he kind of taps his steering inputs to adjust that line and make sure that he positions that car well for the following corner. It's Mfundo, Sector 3. Not the quickest through the middle sector. He's had a good time through Sector 1. Turn 11, a little bit wide of the apex there. Goes onto the curves. Same case, kisses the curves a little bit on that right there, and the penultimate corner. It's a little bit heavy there. Has to adjust on and off the throttle. Josh sets a 120.3. Can Mfundo go quicker over the line? No, it's a 120.5, but he is the quickest man through Sector 3 thus far. Is Mfundo. The times are going to start trickling in. Mandla, Romeo has set a time of the 122.8. As looks like there's a Ferrari on the verge of crossing the line. No, Tapiso has abandoned that. There's a Mercedes. Is it Mshengu? Yes, it is. It's P2 as Malusi goes quickest by a factor of almost 3/10. Seppo Temba tries to get into the reckoning, but it's only good enough for P2 for him. Ben Kobe goes even quicker. 119.067 for the McLaren driver. Clay tops it, the first driver today into the 118s. It's a 118.922 for Clay, for Haas, for the champion, for the championship leader. Looking absolutely fantastic. There's a Red Bull on the verge of crossing the line, but it looks like Lungs, who is only beginning his hot lap attempt. Now, Tapiso has yet to set a representative time, so we're going to have to catch
That's not going to hear me.
Yes, now I can hear you. For a while we couldn't hear you.
I don't know what was wrong with my mic, and no. Let's see. Hey, the times are getting faster. The guys are getting faster and faster, though. Eh?
Absolutely.
Faster. Yeah. Let's just see. Well, there's a lot of improvement. Like from the top 5, they are pretty close. Eh?
Very, 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 very close. All the top 5 in the 1:19s thus far. This is going to be Tapiso's first representative time, it seems, in Q2. He had to abandon his previous attempt. So let's see how he fares
He
now.
spun. He spun on the previous. He spun on the last corner there. Remember the corner I told you about? It was very
Yes.
tricky. I was watching him, and he spun on that corner there. Hey, it was bad.
Yeah, looks like this is going to be another attempt for Tapiso. Let's see how Lungs fares now. Red Bull driver P13 as things stand. The driver sportingly make way for him. Now, he crashed out in Belgium, and he did not start the race in Monaco. He needs the points, as his teammate Brown Boy is cheering on from the comment section. Would have been fantastic. Of course, Brown Boy has looked absolutely sensational this season thus far. But the hopes of Red Bull, the hopes of the dark blue livery rest in the hands of Lungs, but the also capable hands of Lungs. Now, he will make his way through this. Yes, Tindo.
No, it's fine. Continue.
Here he comes now, about to complete Sector 1. Let's see if he can be the quickest through that sector. The answer is no, not yet. But we know how comfortable Lungs is through Sector 2 and how he loves hugging the right-hand side of this particular sector. As I say that, he does just that. And you'll see the same as he comes through the following chicane. Brown Boy unfortunately couldn't join us thanks to load shedding. Capoza out of the session thanks to random power outage. Hopefully we can have him back.
The pizza is so close. The pizza is so close. 119.8.
That's a pizza.
That's a good left. That's a good left. With an old tire as well, like his pan on them as well. That is a really good left.
3-lap old soft tires for Tapiso. Good enough for a P4 currently. These, however, are a fresh set of tires. 1 lap old for Lungs. How will he fare? He abandons his hot lap attempt. Perhaps not happy at all with the performance thus far. So Lungs coming back. Perhaps the team will make some minor adjustments to that car, and we'll see exactly how he fares. Inati, another driver who needs points. Just P13 in Belgium, and that DNF in Monaco. Desperately needs points to Inati here. He's a quick driver. He's back where he belongs, among the top tier of Brakeaway League racing drivers. Fresh set of soft tires. Yes.
Yeah, that's an honest opinion, you know, regardless of maybe he's a friend or anything like that. Do you see Mandla surviving this season?
Mandla, yes, I do. There are tracks where we've seen also last season in Tier 1, where he looks absolutely sensational in qualifying. But I think
yes, for last season, yes, it might be, you know, because of he was used to the game. But we're talking of this is still a new game. Everyone is still learning this game.
Yeah.
This especially the 22 one.
Yeah.
And on the last race, I don't know. I don't have the log standings. I don't know if they've been released or not. But what is he sitting on? What is it? Because I feel like he's struggling a lot. I don't know whether it's the adjustment that is hitting him hard or he's trying something new. I don't know. But do you feel like he's going to survive this season? Who is he going to say? Okay, who do you think is going to go out this season?
Oof, that is a difficult question. Mandla, okay, just before I get into that, he finished P12 in Belgium, so no points for him. In Monaco, he finished P9. So he's racked up a couple of points so far. It's so difficult because we're so early into the season, plus the handling characteristics of these cars are so different. Now, it's been back-to-back playoff survivals for Mandla. He's about to cross the line now. He's a second and a half quicker, a second and a half or so. But P13, nowhere near.
Who's spun? Who just spun now? Fundo just spun again and after the second corner. Hey, that corner there. Ish.
Yeah. Now he's going to have to nurse that car back. His Royal Highness King Straw says Caboza is coming to Tier 2. He better make himself, brace himself. Oh, and Fundo goes far wide. I don't know if he was making time or other space for another car there. I think it's so difficult because Brown Boy is quick as one of the new guys. Enaxi's going to be on a mission, Look, it's going to be difficult, but I think he can't do it. I think he can't do it. Yeah.
Maybe do you feel like maybe the experience is gonna work out for him?
I think so, especially as the likes of.
But it's because now why I'm saying that even if I was still in Tier 1, I think it was gonna be hard for me as well because most guys have improved.
Yeah.
Like they have improved. Like it's not like before where you say like Tier 2, hey, you're just gonna be a run over. In Tier 2 it's actually actually like tight, very tight as well.
Oh, Mandla has a huge spin. That treacherous corner you spoke about, Tindo. Yes, he has a huge moment as we were talking about his prospect. But yes, carry on. Oh, he's compromised his teammate. They made contact. D-Wax hits Mandla, who just had that huge energy, and that will cost him 5 places on the grid. It's a 5-place grid penalty for the collision with D-Wax. The Alpha Tauri is having a coming together. We saw that bizarre moment in Belgium where they looked to be giving each other the toe and then had that huge moment. And right now, Mandla, who's recovering from a spin, hit his teammate, and D-Wax, Mandla will have their 5-place grid penalty. Mandla is doing a Mandla, says King Straw in the comments. Under pressure, feeling the pressure. Yes, Tindo, you were saying tier 2 is, it's no child's play as well.
Yeah, it's no child's play. So like it's becoming really like it's really, really competitive now. You know, I don't know about Straw, how are they surviving in tier 2 though, but you know, it is what it is, because you know, I thought maybe it's improved, or maybe you bought a new screen now, maybe you could see clearly, but hey, no, there's no luck for that, man. I don't know what's going on. But for Mandla, so if he survived this season, I should this game is rigged. There's no way. There is no flipping way.
Tindo has no confidence in Mandla in his prospect.
I'm just saying, because now, if, you know, like, for Monaco, it's understandable, you know, like, you know, it's a very, very tricky. If you go score a point in Monaco, you are literally good. But now, you know, for tracks like Australia, you know, like, yes, as much as it's tricky, but, you know, like what I saw is what earlier on you was talking about in the group, like, no, you won 2 championships. I don't remember those 2 championships though. But, for him to still struggling with in tracks like Australia with the experience of how many seasons? I think we've had like 6, 7 seasons now, or 8 if I'm not mistaken, and he's still struggling again to keep up with the pace. You know, also tired. They're going from joystick to steering. Now he's dominating. Melo, he was also there, also dominating. You know, so I don't know what needs to be done. You know, maybe he needs a new. What is it called? The steering.
Fanatec wheel.
Yeah, Fanatec. Maybe Fanatec will do the magic for him, but yeah, it should be.
Kushubile, indeed. It is absolutely difficult times for Mandla coming back into the pits. 2 minutes of qualifying to go. The pit, though, has crashed out. Oh. Is he retiring the pits again?
No. I think he's retiring. He's retiring because he's been doing that even on Q3. I think Q1, I mean.
Yeah, he retired in the pits.
He did retire in the pit, yeah. I think he's just saving his time. You know, he's pretty confident that no one is going to knock him out now.
Well, that's a question I would pose to you. Everybody in the top 10, this is the battle to be in the top 10. All 10 drivers are in the 119s. What will be the time to keep you safe? Because Mfundo's on an out lap, Lung is currently on a hot lap. What, Tindo, will be the time to keep you safe? Because everyone...
119.5 will keep you safe.
119.5 says Tindo. This is Lungs, who is quickest through Sector 2. That Alfa Romeo will make way for him. 90 seconds for these drivers to cross the line and begin their hot lap attempt. Let's see how Lungs will fare now. It is Sector 3, the penultimate corner. No issues there in terms of going wide. We saw Lungs lose time through the first sector previously and eventually came back into the pits. But this time, Lungs will cross the line 4 tenths quicker, 119.5. And, well, that looks to be fairly safe.
118.988.
Yep. Set that time a little bit earlier, did Melo, as Lung seems to be making a way now for the drivers that are out. It doesn't look like Mfundo, as we hopped on board with him. His delta looks, he's about 2 tenths slower is Mfundo. Huge risk for him, but that red fuel light is not flashing as yet. Oh, Mfundo looks to abandon. Oh, he's invalidated.
I don't know why Tepiso retired. I feel like, you know, I know Michelle is in the pit and George is in the pit now. He's safe.
Well, the top 4 drivers, Seaclay, Malusi, Bankobi, Seppo Temba, currently in the pit. We're on board now with Josh, aka Damnesia, who's gone about a tenth quicker, almost 2 tenths quicker than his previous best time. As things stand, it might be good enough, but to put him in the top 10, but whether or not he'll be safe is another question altogether. He's one of the last runners. Oh, it's the clock! is pretty much struck, and Josh spins. That's pretty much his Q3 spot prospects in the mud. Josh spins. Damn, Damnesia, it's P11. It's not good enough. The clock is gone, and he will have to come back into the pits with his head hanging low, and his prospects are pretty much done for. As far as
why is he abandoning this?
Has invalidated Zotal. Coming back. He's pretty comfortable. It looks like Lungs is definitely on an in lap here. So those are your top 10 drivers as things stand. Inati, yeah, that's an invalidation. It is Sikle who tops the timesheets with that 118.922. Malusi the Malusi, P2, 118.9. Back Kobe, 119.067. Is comfortably putting him into Q3. Tepo Tempa will join him, as will Lungs. Zotal is in P6. He's back in pits. And D-Wax qualified 7th, rather, Tepiso was 7th quickest in Q2. D-Wax 8th, Mfundo 9th, and Mshengu makes it as the final driver who will take part in that top 10 shootout. The battle, the race for pole position. Inati, Mandla, and Kaboza have been knocked out of Q2. Unfortunately. Now, let's get back in to the comments. Wandal Shezi says favorite commentator is Tindo. Kaposa says Tindo jumps on just to hate. I love it. King Straw, when you were speaking about Mandela's equipment and TV, says, hey, Tindo, I have a smaller TV now, so things are hectic. Things are bad.
There's nothing bad. There's nothing that is bad, Straw. It's just an excuse. Mandla is streaming live right now, but look at where he is now. You know, it's not bad, but you know, it's just improvement. You know, you can even watch with 30, 50, was it 21-inch TV? You know,
yeah.
As long as you're good, you're good. You know, the computer screens are small. As long as you're good, you're good. You improve your time. It doesn't matter. You have a bigger screen, you have a smaller screen. It's all the improvement that you need.
King Straw says, I want to co-commentate with him so I can remind him that he sucks as well. Shots fired, Tindo. Shots fired
just
in the
ask
comments.
him when you know, I don't need to fight Straw, you know, just when last he was on the podium, you know, at least on the podium, you know, just to be in the comment, to be asked the questions, oh, how was your race? But it's always like ish, you know, ish. Even I think, if I'm not mistaken, was it Udineo or Miss Bono? Had to say, hey, Straw, ngati close. I said tier 2 because it's not going anywhere, you know. So,
Tindo coming out swinging. Well, Streezy says, "Yo, man, we are both in tier 2, and you're both fighting it out, giving amazing entertainment."
No, we can be both in tier 2, but you know the level is not the same. You know, like someone is fighting relegation and one is on top. It's totally two different things. You know, like. There's no hope for you. Okay, is he expecting himself to be in tier 1 or in playoffs at least?
I back King Streezy. I'm a fan of King Streezy. King Streezy, just give him, watch him catch his stride and watch him catch the momentum. He will be tier 1 soon enough.
there's no catching momentum. You're more like Straw. We'll tier 1 because of the league was still small. At the moment, at this rate, there's no way he's going to be in tier 1. Not anytime soon. Maybe,
what a hater, says the King Streezy.
I'm not a hater, but it's the love. I'm speaking the facts. I'm speaking the truth. I don't want it to hurt him, but I want him to improve. I want to see because these are senior guys. You know, we have new guys who are coming in now. I think Brown Boy as well. There's new guys. They know Straw is a popular man. But when I don't know whether he's popular in winning. You know, when you're coming in, you're confused. Like, why this guy is so popular? Maybe you think he's the man, can't he? He's popular because hey, budget is
Stello causing for a ceasefire, calling for peace. Yes, absolutely peace. Positive vibes only, says King Straw. This is Q3. Thank you for joining us. We're watching our top 10 drivers out here in this qualifying session. It's the battle for pole position. Who do you reckon will be P1, P2, P3? We saw Seathwaite put in a slam dunk lap on his first lap in Q1. Will he top the timesheets again? Will Mellow the Mellow have something to say? Or will the likes of Bankobi, Mfundo, D-Wax, Mshengu, Lungs, Zotal, Sepotemba have something to say? Well, let us know in the comments section. it looks like Tepiso might be one of the first to set a time, a representative time out here. King Straw says, I'm joining the commentary team next week. And we will have, of course, it's 12 minutes in full, but these guys have 10 minutes to put in their representative laps. Now, let's see how C-Clay fares. Ooh, he's invalidated already. He'll have to go again. Yes, Tindo.
No, you can go through. You can continue.
All right. We were on board earlier with Tepiso, so let's have a full lap with Malusi the Malusi this time out. It's Q3. It's Sector 1. It's Mercedes. Malusi the Malusi. Let's see how he fares. 9.5 minutes of qualifying to go. Malusi takes that apex fairly well as he looks to complete Sector 1 cleanly and hopefully get purple because, well, there's quite a few drivers already out on track. Malusi the Malusi is indeed the quickest man through Sector 1. Ooh, was really on the limit coming through those turns there. He is now making his way through this absolutely crucial, fast Sector 2. There's a yellow flag ahead of him, but that driver makes way, and Malusi the Malusi will take the quickest Sector 2. C-Clay, are you listening? C-Clay, are you watching? Are your race engineers telling you what this man is doing? He is quickest thus far. C-Clay validated, of course, and he will have to watch what the likes of Malusi and the rest of the grid can do. He comes through turn 11 fairly cleanly, does Malusi the Malusi. It's Sector 3, the penultimate corner beckons. The corner which has claimed so many victims, this corner as well as the final turn, that being this one. We saw the likes of Mandla spin, but not Malusi. Tepiso goes 119.8. Malusi will go 118.629. The quickest man in Australia here at Albert Park lays down the gauntlet for Mercedes. Tindo, what a lap that was.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm just speechless, you know. I don't know. Are these guys? Because I saw the guys discussing in the group. There's a simulator game and there's actually a public one. Are they driving the public one or they are having the one that we watch on the esports? Because Melo and Circle, they are not in the same league with everyone. Trust me, they're not. These guys are flying.
Absolutely sensational are Malusi and C-Clay.
That's a lap there. Like he's actually a second faster than the guy who's in second. You know, that's something else.
Lungs, of course, 19.679, a full second behind Lucy in P1. But this is C-Clay, who has made his way through Sector 2 cleanly. And let's see now what he can do. He takes turn 11 nice and easy. That apex posing no problems for him. And look how much venom he puts into those steering inputs and how much speed he carries through the corners. It's the final sector, it's the final turn, it's the main straight. He opens up that rear wing and C-Clay will cross the line with a 118.604. He's the quickest man with just under 7 minutes of qualifying to go. C-Clay betters Malusi the Malusi by a factor of a couple of hundredths of a second. That was sensational.
Don't leave the old tires too.
On old tires, yes, indeed. Bang Kobe, meanwhile, hasn't validated his time. What about M. Shengo? Making his way now through Sector 3. What can he do? Has yet to set a representative time. By now, he will know the kind of time that his teammates and C-Clay have put in. And M. Shengo abandons that attempt and comes back in. Yes, we'll catch up with Bratox in a second. King Straw. Stop the war with King Straw, man. Yes, stop the war indeed. I do agree with that, as Tepiso is about to well, make his way now through Sector 2. Amaro Tepiso is like a surprise. I am on second row. Amaro 119.8. I'm not sitting to think what time is going to be good enough for the second row? 119.8. Organjan.
Aye, 119 straight. Straight 119 straight or 119.1 or 119.1 119 straight, because I feel like Zota might surprise you. That's the thing with him, you know, he might surprise you. Or Bangobi, because Bangobi the last on Q2, remember, he did 119 straight, so he might improve his time too. So it's actually very, very interesting. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how he does it. Bangobi,
right? Let's see how
I think maybe he's having technical problems as well.
Yeah. We will catch up with Ban Kobe in a second or two. Let's now see how Tapiso's teammate Seppo Temba will fare now. He finished sixth in Belgium. He unfortunately DNF. He did not finish the race in Monaco. He is an absolutely sensational driver in his own right, and as I say that, he goes quickest through Sector 1. It's Seppo Temba taking all the liberties as far as track limits are concerned, and he's on a fresh set of soft tires, has yet to set a representative time with about 4.5 minutes, to give or take, of qualifying to go. Behind him is Zotao, who will catch up with Seppo Temba as the quickest through Sector 2. We're looking at a potential pole lap here as he opens up the DRS and sends that Scarlet Red Ferrari screaming down this absolutely scorching fast section. It's turn 11. Had to make an adjustment as he sent that point of the car through turn 11. Will that have cost him? Let's see now. He's looked sensational in sectors 1 and 2. The quickest man by some margin makes those slight adjustments. The treacherous corner, which claims Mandela. He is absolutely soaring. He opens up that rear wing, and Seppo Temba will cross the line. P3 118.9. What about Zotao? What about Zotao? He is on a 119.6. So it's P5 for Zotao. Definitely.
Look at the times between Lums and Zotao. It's 119.697, 119.679, 119.697.
Yeah, absolutely close margins. Pretty much all the way there between P2 and P5. TT, scorching emojis, says crash in the comments section. It has been absolutely fantastic and sensational. Right now, this looks to be one of Malusi's final runs, it seems. No, he's coming back into...
Mshengu, I think, was going... he's about to start a lap.
He's on an out lap.
Ngobi as well. And Ngobi is about to start a lap too.
All right, let's hop on board with the McLaren driver, Ban Kobe. Partnered, of course, this year with Liddy. He finished 5th in Monaco. A fairly decent point haul for Ban Kobe after that nightmare scenario in Belgium where he had that disheartening DNF. Now we're on board with the McLaren. Let's see how he does. The car is sportingly making way for him as he comes through that treacherous corner. We've seen it claim its fair share of victims, but not Ban Kobe. It's the end of Sector 1. What will he look like now? Look at the aggression with which he sends that car into those corners. Ban Kobe taking no prisoners. Will he claim at least one purple sector? Not yet, not thus far. It's Sector 2 for Ban Kobe. He hugs the line on the right there, and he comes back, repositions the McLaren to take this corner here. Invalidate! Ban Kobe has invalidated. It's the Alpine. It's Mfundo. It's Mfundo who looks...
You can see the guy is coming behind him. I don't know why you guys don't go out of the way.
And Fundo, who was out, compromising that time of...
You literally went all the way out.
And there's a huge spin towards the end of his lap.
He had to span.
Mshengu.
He was flying. Come on.
Mshengu has had a huge spin. He'll have to... watch himself and readjust that. Disqualified from the session. So Mshengu will start from P10 on this grid. If you've just joined us, this is the final part of Q3. It's the battle for pole position, and we are now on board with the championship leader, the winner last time out in Monaco. Sikle Tindo, could you take us through the rest of this lap?
Hey, Tite is... I don't know how to take you through this, but it just makes me so emotional. You know what? He's just too quick for the guys, and let's see how he does. Because I think he just got the first purple sector, and the first sector, he just got the purple, and let's see how he does it on the second one. I'm sure he's gonna get it again because he was 2 turns up. I'm sure he's aiming for 117. This guy. And I don't know whether he's using a steering with us, but he's just... Ban Kobe just come out.
Ban Kobe retires from the session.
He retired from the pits. He retired from the pits.
All right. So it'll be...
just giving up. And then let's see how he does it on this last corner. So that's where most guys are losing time, on that last corner there. Especially here and the next one. But it looks like he's going to beat his time. He might do 118 straight or 118.2. So let's see how.
And here comes
does.
Sinclair across the line. It's at 118.309. A absolutely sensational effort from Sinclair. What about Lungs?
Melo is flying as well. This is very interesting. This is getting really interesting. Like,
He comes and he has a titanic spin, smashes that rear wing into the barrier, and P2 looks like it might just be the best that he could do. He will be gutted, Malusi the Malusi, spinning out in sector 3.
He was gonna be fast. He was gonna take 4, because he was already 2 tenths up, and he was gonna take the 4. Tough one for him.
Absolutely.
But at least it's a good qualifying time.
Yep, good qualifying times. I'm trying to get a sense of whether or not Lungs is definitely going significantly slower, it seems. And Fundo does not look to be, that red light is flashing. He does not look to be setting a representative time. What about Tapiso? Now, he also looks to be, doesn't look to be going on a hot lap attempt. So, as things stand, it will be Sinclair in pole position in Australia. Malusi the Malusi, who tried his hardest, looks to be only starting from P2. Tempo Temba, look at that. The Ferrari driver on the second row alongside his former teammate Lungs, who will start this race in P4. Tapiso trudges along, makes his way back to the pit. He will start P5. Well, what a day for him if he can hang on to this position or thereabouts, because Tapiso needs the point. 0 points in the championship thus far for Tapiso. Zotao will start in P6, and Goako, D-Wax, P7, and Thundo will start in 8th place. Ban Kobe and M. Shengu round off the top 10 here in Australia. Ban Kobe, P9, and M. Shengu, the new boy, the debutant in Tier 1, will start off in P10. M. Shengu, we know he's got the pace, but as you mentioned earlier, Tindo, the different tiers, the expectations and the levels are different. You might have the pace, but you have to keep it together during a race. We've seen him spin out in races. We've seen him have issues with his wings, and he has yet to claim points. So it's not easy. Not at all, as we wait for Tindo to come back. Crash was responding, saying, no, Mello in the comments. A couple of, people disappointed with how that lap by Mello turned out, including Sanley, a.k.a. Selby Sango. It's good to see you, Selby Sango, the Superstar Tier 2 driver. Thank you for joining us. That is your top 10. Sinclair will start off in the front row alongside Malusi the Malusi, and Tempo Temba and Lungs in the second row. Look at that. It's race day. It is lights out in Australia in just under 30 seconds. Yes, Tindo, now we can hear you.
I don't know what's going on today with my, I don't know if it's the network or what, but yeah. You just keep on, like, I'll be talking to you, but you seem not to hear me as well.
Yeah. So it drops in and out.
Yeah.
Hopefully we could have that to be okay during the race. But it's good that we can hear you now. Unfortunately, seems like Liddy has had a network outage of sorts. And hopefully Kaboza can reestablish power and be back on this grid as well. Kaboza put in a lot of time in the simulator and on simulation races, so he was really looking forward to this, and unfortunately power issues have compromised him. But we will be racing. There are points on the line in Australia. And Shengu needs points. Inati needs points. Tsapiso needs points. Those drivers have yet to claim points as far as the drivers that we have on the grid today.
Mandla needs points.
Mandla needs points. Yeah, just the 2 points that he has so far. Finished P9 in Monaco. Mandla definitely needs those points.
You really need a whole lot of points.
Absolutely, definitely. Hopefully, Mandla can get those much deserved points. Well, we'll have the formation lap, and Tindo, we know it's a quick lap. Well, it's a quick track, but apart from those sections or those corners that you highlighted, what exactly are, what does it take to kind of keep a race together, and what's crucial to doing well on a track like Australia?
Be consistent. I think that's what's also save myself yesterday, although I had a span earlier. But just maintain. Don't try to do what others are doing, or trying to keep up with someone you know is quicker. Just be consistent with the race, because once you're trying to push with, I need to catch up with ban, I need to catch up this. That's when most people are making mistakes, and then you're putting yourself under pressure, and either you span, or either you crash, or you bump into that person again, because the braking zone here are very crucial too. Because if someone's in front of you, it's actually deadly, because some they do late braking, some they brake early, some they do a lot of stuff. So the best way is just be consistent. Don't try to be someone else.
Yeah. To focus on your own race. Faka Agassi FC says, "Where is Brown Boy?" Unfortunately, load shedding has claimed Brown Boy's prospects here. Unfortunately, he will not be racing. So Red Bull's hopes lay on the shoulders of Lungs, pretty much. Good tire choice by Lungs and Damnesia, says Crash.
I don't know what's wrong with Stroll. He's saying you are asking the wrong person, Tyson. I'm sure. I think Stroll was not. He was in the race with us yesterday, right? He was not watching. You need to watch a replay. And then you can see what we're talking about. Because there's a time, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we were like, I think 3 tenths or 4 tenths amongst the top 4, and on top of it as well, Stroll, I was on 20 laps with the tires I had, so I was actually in the top 3, competing with someone on soft with 2 laps out. So it's just you're consistent. Just if you're consistent, you go far. Trust me, you will win. You will score points.
Chelsea is losing, says Faka Agassi, which is heartbreaking news for some of us.
Guess that. Did you have to say that? Did you have to post that? We are focusing on F1 here. How?
As we see the last couple of drivers coming in and making sure that they've secured their spots. Yes, they have. Now let us see how this race will begin. It is 5 lights and it is lights out in Australia. Let's see. We just want to get a switch of the camera angle to see exactly if Cisa can hang on to that spot. Tempo's right on his tail. Malusi looks to get that line. Ooh, a little bit of contact further down the grid, but Malusi has dropped the place. Tempo has managed to steal the march on Malusi, who now has to fight his way back from P3. Josh, aka Damnesia, took advantage of a huge melee in the midfield and has gained 5 places before we even reach the end of lap 1. Mshengu dropping 6 places all the way down to P16. He might have suffered some early damage out here, but let's see the battle for the race lead now. Tempo, who managed to steal that march and nudge Malusi to P3, finds himself in P2 now. It is just 4 tenths between him and Sikle, who leads this race. Yellow flags, and Nebo is the first driver that we have lost. Does he bring out a full safety car? And Shangu has a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Inati. And Nebo DNFs.
He didn't do a first lap of the race.
Oh, and Shangu, another 5-second penalty for ignoring the yellow flag. And possibly...
He doesn't learn him. These guys are so disappointing.
I think Crash said in the comment section earlier that he expected a safety car here. And well, as things stand, he might just be correct. It doesn't look like a full safety car as yet.
It doesn't look like it. I think it's just a future safety car.
Yep, and Nebo will be gutted at that result. Sikle is now the person responsible for collecting points for Haas, for the constructor. He leads this race, does Sikle, the race leader, the championship leader, from Tepo Temba in P2. Malusi is currently P3. Remember, Lungs and Damnesia are the only 2 drivers who opted to start on a set of soft compound tires. As things stand,
Nebo needs to fly down to Mshengu another game.
Speeding in the pit lane. Yeah. That is probably 15 seconds worth of time penalties for Mshengu before the end of lap 2. A nightmare scenario over here. Lungs P4. Mfundo gained 3 places. He's up to P5 now.
I think Mshengu is going to be left. Mshengu is going to be left. I don't see him surviving this.
At this rate, Mshengu definitely might be lapped before we get to the end of lap 5. Zotal is currently in 6th place in the Alpine. He's tailed by Ban Kobe in the McLaren. Zapiso has had a nightmare start, lost 4 places, finds himself in P9 currently. And Asabuda has been the beneficiary of that first lap melee. He's in P10. Inati is on the brink of the points, P11. And then we have DWAX 12th, Romeo 13th, and then Kapoza, Liddy, and Mshengu rounding off the rest of these points finishers. Now, it's the battle for the race lead. It is Clay crossing the line first, and the yellow flags are gone. Josh aka Damnesia is quickest thus far, but remember, we have had those yellow flags. Ooh, DRS has been enabled. The clouds aren't looking, it's not the brightest of days.
It's not looking nice. It's not looking nice.
Yeah,
it's really interesting. So I'm also hoping, to see some rain and see what these guys can do,
And perhaps that is exactly why the likes of Lungs and Damnesia opted for those soft tires. Perhaps they're going to hope to gain an advantage on track, and then when it rains, if it rains.
I feel like the medium gang has an advantage because they can last long than.
Yeah.
Because imagine if the rain comes in 10 minutes time, maybe it's going to be lap 15 or lap 17. The soft will be way gone. They will be gone long time ago.
Indeed. Let's look at Josh on the verge of a potential overtake on Malusi the Malusi.
That was close.
That was close. It's Josh as well. It's Josh versus Malusi the Malusi, and Ban Kobe versus the Tabizo. Oh, Josh has to go wide. He was quite late on the brakes there. Almost went into the back of that Mercedes. But will he be able to take advantage here through the final sector? Mello lost the position and has dropped some places. Zotal as well, who was among the top 10, finds himself P10. He was really.
Oh, we just spun. Someone says spun out. It's a Williams, if I'm not mistaken. It's a Williams.
Kapoza, perhaps?
No, I think it's Spuda. Should be Spuda. Spuda's no, it can't be Spuda.
The ghost.
I think it's Kapoza. I think it's a ghost. Should be
all right. Well, let's see this battle. Zotal. Oh, Ban Kobe has slowed down. What's wrong with Ban Kobe? Oh, Ban Kobe just pretty much let Zotal zoom past there. Yeah, and now Zotal is chasing Tapiso.
No, he has a broken wing.
And Kobe might have hit the wall, perhaps, in that
broken wing.
Aim to overtake Tapiso. Let's go back to that fight between Josh, aka Damnesia, and Malusi the Malusi. This is the stretch of track where he almost got the move done a lap ago. But will it be the case this time around? Oh, eases off the throttle a lot there, giving Malusi a lot of breathing space, but he does have DRS on this stretch of track into turn 11. Will he be able to get some sort of an advantage? Malusi does not go wide. He keeps that car on the perfect racing line. Damnesia will have to do a lot better than that if he's to have a sniff. But now he needs to get this exit perfect. He goes wide through the penultimate corner, has a bit of a twitch. There does Damnesia. Malusi the Malusi gets a cleaner exit, and that gap is almost a second on the main straight. Seppo Temba has been overtaken. Oh, look at that! They almost made contact, but Lungs is clean through into turn 3. An absolutely sensational overtake from Lungs, who has looked absolutely comfortable today. Mshengu becomes the second driver to DNF out of this race. Mshengu is out of this race. Seppo Temba is now P3, following Lungs under yellow flags. Lungs, whose heart will be pounding after that sensational overtake, now is in P2. Brilliant from the Red Bull driver. That is the carcass, if you will, of that W13. Mshengu crashed there in Sector 2. And unfortunately, that is absolutely heartbreaking news for Mshengu, who now has his work cut out for him throughout the rest of this season. The safety car is out. I can see it on track. Oh, Inati.
3 seconds of playing out again.
Under safety car.
Unnecessary.
For track limits.
Sure. You see, the leaders are already. I think they are catching. Is it a safety car? Full safety car? No,
it's a full safety. Isn't it a full safety car?
It's a full safety. Yeah,
it's a full safety car.
Oh, okay, now I see. I could see on the map, we see it is actually, they are actually closing on the back two, the Utoboza and ULUDT.
Yeah,
Like 8. Mshengu, we are destroying.
They do not come. Well, Lungs comes into the pits. Remember, Lungs was on the softer compound. Finally got that overtake done, and now under a safety car says, you know what? I am gonna come into the pit. And for Lungs, it'll be a set of medium compound tires. Now, let's look at that tire information. It's a fresh set of mediums for him, and that pretty much reestablishes Tsepo Temba back at P2. Malusi the Malusi is now in P3. Remember, he started just behind C-Place, so he's not too far from the lead of this race. Josh, aka Damnesia, opted to carry on and did not come into the pits. And Mfundo is now up to 5th place. Tepiso is P6. Zotao P7. S. Buddha is currently in 8th place. And Lungs, having just come out of the pits, is still in the top 10. It's a P9 for the Red Bull driver. Inati, who desperately needs points today, has to contend with that 3-second time penalty. P10 for him. Romeo, aka Mandla, is now in P11. And Van Kobe. Yes. Yes. Van Kobe opted for a set of hard tires. Hard tires for Van Kobe. I wonder what the thinking is there.
Maybe it's not gonna rain. We don't know the information.
Yeah,
Maybe they know better than us. So
yeah.
But why would the other guys start on the soft though if it's gonna rain? You know, it's just weird. Though. But yeah. Let's just see. Maybe it's different strategies. You know, we might be questioning things that we don't know.
Yeah. And it looks like the ghost of D-Wax. So yeah, Van Kobe's on the hard tires, and Kapoza is on 5-lap old medium compound tires. But this is the ghost of Kapoza. Remember, he had that huge network issue affecting his race here today. Liddy Tsepo with that power issue, or network issue rather, also unfortunately is ghosted at the back of this grid. So we're under safety car, which has yet to go in, as we see C-Clay and Tsepo Temba weave left and right, trying to get some temperature into those tires. Damnesia is still keeping it on track, not pitting, opting to keep track position here. 5-lap old soft tires, which, will be interesting to watch when the race restarts. And Fundo follows close behind, so he will know that there's a potential overtake in prospect here if Damnesia can struggle with grip a couple of laps after the safety car comes back into the pits.
I'm sure the safety car should be coming in this lap.
Yeah, we definitely hope so. As we watch this procession make its way around, Eselindo says, Mshengu saw the penalties and decided, well, I'm just going to crash out of here. Kaposa says it helps the medium drivers because the suggested stop is lap 13 and they're on 62% by then. So they will fulfill their one stop easily. And Crash is just
But that is if there's no rain.
Yeah.
That is if there's no rain.
And in Australia, the tire deck is heavier, says Kaposa. The mediums after 13 laps are already on 62%.
Logity, my AI is beating your AI. My Terminator is superior.
And hopefully the safety car will be well and truly back. The procession.
Yeah, it's coming in this lap.
Safety car is in. What kind of a start can C-Play, Tsepo Temba, Malusi, and Damnesia get? We will see exactly.
I don't know why Josh didn't pick though, but yeah, you know, I don't know, because he's gonna finish those soft tires behind Melo, trying to pass Melo, because Melo has pace and those mediums as well, and he's gonna be pushing, and then it's gonna be interesting, because if he's gonna lose, maybe he wants to push them to lap 11 and then go on hards. It might work out well though for him, because the guys on mediums, all of them, they're gonna need to stop unless if there's gonna be safety car. Can you hear me?
Yes, Tindo, sorry, my mic was muted there as the race is back, round 2 underway. Tsepo Temba, look at that, he's right on his tail. He takes a look at the inside. C-Play will have the line of the advantage.
They mustn't touch. No
contact. Look at Tsepo Temba goes into the wall. He goes into the wall and he slips and slides down the line, bringing Malusi into the reckoning. It's the race for the lead. Right on the back of that hat. Malusi was not compromise. He did not blink. He did not flinch as Tempo sent it into the wall. Of course, struggling perhaps for tire temperature there. And thankfully, no safety car brought out as a result of that. Tempo had to link back to the pit lane. But right now, it is Malusi to Malusi back where he began. Back where he feels he belongs, towards the top of this grid. But he is nowhere near the lead as yet. He is absolutely hunting down C-Clay. He has a 7/10 advantage now as we are about to get soon to be into lap 9 of 29. Malusi to Malusi comes through there fairly cleanly. Does C-Clay get an added advantage? No, the gap is still about steady at 8/10. And I will have you know that Josh, aka Damnesia, is now trailing these two by a factor of a second. So, Josh, those soft tires are now going to be starting to scream. I
feel like if Josh could pit now, he can finish the rest on them. If he can pit now, he can put on hards. If there's no rain, but he can put on hards now. You finish the rest of them, and it will be an advantage for him as well. You just need to keep up with the pace. He might end up in top 3 there if there's no other safety car that will come out. But he has an advantage as much as he's on the soft as well too. But his tires will be struggling in the end, but he can pit now at the moment. Oh, Mandla is pitted. Oh, 11 again.
Let's catch up with this huge battle between Inati, Mandla, and Bankobi. It's a three-way fight. McLaren, AlphaTauri, and Aston Martin. Let's see exactly how this will fare. Let's get a front row seat from the perspective of Bankobi. Hard tires, remember this? Oh, there's a huge, it's a pileup. It's a pileup. Romeo Inati has a huge moment. Is Bankobi's wing compromised? Yes. Bankobi gets out of that mess. Fairly unscathed, but all these drivers, Bankobi's wing is
What
toast.
happened there?
He will have to
What
come back into the
happened?
pit. Oh,
What happened there?
even Lungs is caught in this melee. I'm just trying to get a sense of these wings to get a look at who has taken the most damage. Mandla is wingless. He will have to come back into the pits now, and it is an absolutely huge accident now. And there's
He's wingless. He's wingless.
I just want to. Zotal and
Pratox, akamchazele le ubhoti nje ukuthi utava.
Anothala ama-wings avayile ubonile ukuthi ushayide break right angazi ubani u-Inathi or uMandla kanjani mara ubanqobi naye manje angene kuphi cabanga bheka manje DRS enabled at least
Bam-dead break uMandla nje uhlezi ekhala. Manje what's going on with that Red Bull?
Lungs, who was hoping to have a recovery of sorts, is now going to have to come back. There was a bit of a battle between these two, but Zotal has managed to re-extend, or rather re-establish that advantage. One of the closest battles on track so far looks to be Mfundo on the verge of a potential battle with Josh, aka Damnesia. Josh has played it absolutely stubbornly, so to speak. He has opted to take these soft tires long, and look at that. Josh is really going wide, coming out of all of those corners. Lungs is out. It's a DNF for Lungs. Oh,
no, I think he's in the pit. Is he not in the pit?
Perhaps he retired in the pits, in the pit lane.
Yeah, because I don't see him on the track. Yeah, he's in the pit lane because this car is moving there. If you look on the map.
Yeah,
so I think he retired in the pit, so the car will just go drive out and then they will do what to you to know that they stop on the track. You know, I don't know what happened, why he retired, or it's weird, or maybe he just pissed. I don't know. Was he part of the?
Yeah, he was part of the pileup. He was part of the pileup. It involved Inati, Lungs, Mandla, and Bankobi. Doesn't look like Bankobi pitted though. It looks like he's taking.
No. Bankobi was lucky because all the cars. Bankobi and Sbuda, they were lucky because the cars busted and then they managed to pass.
Oh, it was a huge pileup that was. And look at this. And Fundo has trimmed this gap between himself and Damnesia to about half a second. And Josh has yet to pit.
He's closing. Look at it. He's closing. I think he's scared on the corner. So he's taking it easy. Oh, Chet's just fine again.
Oh, Tepiso down in P6. Just had a moment. A couple of cars behind these two. And let's see now if... and Fundo's tapping motion is giving me heart palpitations here. I know he's on the controller, so you know the steering inputs aren't. They're not as smooth as those on the steering wheel. And he's gone out of DRS. Josh has a bit of a moment there out of the.
He's losing the tires. The tires are gone. The tires are definitely gone.
Carlos Sainz a gravel pit, and Mfundo can smell a potential overtaker is so close.
You need to take it easy in front, because if you stand up pushing, this guy is struggling in front of him, he's going to end up crashing. He needs to be patient. He's going to come into the pit.
Careful not to go wide. Josh is going long. Josh is deploying the strategy made famous by M. Dedusi, aka M. Shengu. It's the M. Shengu strategy. 11 lap old soft tires in Australia. And here comes Mfundo now. He thought about the inside, but he was not close enough. And Josh lives to fight another day. He comes through turn 2 unscathed, does the Alfa Romeo driver. And now Mfundo has depleted so much of his battery. Oh, he was late onto the brakes. And he almost ran into the back of the Alfa Romeo. Look at that. His battery's down to 16%. Trying to keep up with the soft tire running Josh. And Mfundo has used up so much of his power. Yes, Tindo.
You see what I was telling you, that, on this one here, if you're behind someone, you need to be careful with your braking point. Because now, one mistake, you bump into someone and you're taking them out. You just need to be consistent. That's all. He doesn't need to put pressure on him, because he has the advantage on Josh. So if you're trying to push and then trying to overtake the guy who's tracking at the tires, you're going to end up being damaged yourself and you lose in time as well.
Look at that, through sector 2, the DRS zone.
Mfundo kunina waste amaphethe. Tshela Mfundo ukuthi nginephethe remote ama triple AI2.
Perhaps, but we'll have to verify that. Josh can go to the medium, says Crash here. And Mfundo has been smelling an overtake for lap after lap, but he just can't get it done. Josh is still carrying on here. It's going to be 12 lap old soft tires here, and Mfundo, this could be a last chance saloon to get this overtake done and make sure that Zoltan will not catch up.
He won't do it. He won't do it, because now I think Josh's strategy is actually perfect. If he can go on medium, he's going to be flying. He's going to be one of that car that will be flying, because now all the guys in mediums are going to go on hard. They're not going to do it on the go, unless if they push it long as well. Maybe they can go on soft, but it's going to be, that's going to be very interesting. But Sitle and Melo, they are pulling away, and just a put, Sitle is just in his own league,
He's been absolutely comfortable, has the race leader, 2.3 seconds ahead of Malusi the Malusi, and no challengers to them thus far. What about S. Buddha? He looks like he's on the verge of overtaking Van Kobe. He's right on his tail, coming through sector 1. Oh, S. Buddha's onto the grass, and has to hit the brake hard there to make sure that he does not go into the back of that papaya orange McLaren. Van Kobe, P7 currently. He's McLaren's only hope.
Ama-tire azonghlupha nyana, but maybe towards the end uSpura uzongena matatala kuba ngoba uzongena advantage.
Yes, perhaps that'll be the case. Van Kobe goes wide on those hard tires. The red light is flashing as Buddha has been biding his time. His battery power is at about 68% through turn 11. Van Kobe touches the apex, nicks it a little bit. And good evening, Colson. You have joined a titanic battle in that 14 of 29 out here in Australia. Stanley reckons we need a safety car. Ooh, Van Kobe, but slow through that apex there. And Mfundo and Damnesia look to be, they swap places for a couple of seconds. It looks like Mfundo did get the move done.
And Spuda is close. Look at Spuda and Van Kobe.
Let's get back to this battle. Is that rain?
Looks like it. Looks like it's rain.
Oh, well, let's see now.
Nice.
Van Kobe has been hanging on for dear life to P7, and he comes through that corner and manages to keep it together.
Sector 3. Oh,
manages
Inati
struggling for points, as you see. Oh, a couple of raindrops from this lap 14 of 29. So much chasing to go. Espuda goes on the inside. They almost made contact. Van Kobe concedes the position seemingly, but it looks like Espuda has got that move done, and the papaya orange McLaren of Van Kobe is now behind in P8. Van Kobe weaves to the left, to the right, trying to get some revenge. Will he get some revenge? This braking zone is going to be absolutely crucial. Van Kobe needs to watch it. He's on the less grippier compound, so to speak. Oh, and this exit has cost Van Kobe time and time again. He was almost overtaken last time out, but of course, Espuda eventually managing to get that move done. Josh, aka Damnesia, finally coming into the pits as the raindrops start to fall here at Albert Park in Australia. But Josh speeding in the pit lane. Josh.
Let's see the tires he's putting. Let's see his tires putting.
Josh in the pit lane. It's medium tires for Josh.
I feel like he should have waited at least maybe up to lap 17, Because the rain is going to be heavy just now. He's going to pitch again. This guy. Come on, Josh.
Josh.
Oprah talks. What do you say about Ubudi? How?
azikhona awuthengisa amatayara lapha ngasebhara abona bekazomzama at least usho athi ukuthi uqhubeka nyana mara uzamile akufani.
Yes, Akafani indeed. This is Sapiso, meanwhile. P5, his teammate Seppo Temba, heartbreaking crash earlier on that we saw. And right now, as the raindrops start to fall, Sapiso is hanging on. It's a P5. It's going to be a decent points finish for him if he can make it to the end of this race within the points here. But what about
maybe it's an advantage for Josh, you know, because they have the information we don't, you know, and maybe the rain is coming in the next 15 minutes or so, it's going to get heavier. So you might as well go for mediums, you know, and you're going to go faster than all the guys in front of you. So like now he's already closing on, he's already 8 tenths after Bangobi, and the next DRS is taking him out. He's going to go for Buddha. All those guys in front of him, all of them, they have all the tires.
Look at that. It might just be, very aggressive is Josh. And they made contact. They made contact and Josh spins. But it looked like, to be fair, Bankobi had the corner. Bankobi was ahead and Josh was absolutely sending it on the inside there. And Bankobi did not concede. He said no, and Josh ended up tapping the rear wheel of that McLaren. But thankfully for him, he did not damage his wing, seemingly. But that brings this man, Seppo Temba, into the reckoning. Hard tires for him. Will he be able to gain some sort of an advantage? Tindo, it's quite possible that these drivers did know that it was going to be rain, but the rain is not falling hard enough to warrant the intermediate tires.
Yeah, true. It's not falling. But now, let's see how it goes. I can see the medium gang, they also trying to push it to maybe left 20 or left 19, and then they can go on soft. Or maybe they are also waiting for the rain to come, which is, I don't think, maybe it's going to come, but I don't see it getting any heavier. Maybe in the next 2 laps or 3.
Now it's take 2 of Josh versus Bankobi. Josh by now will know that Bankobi will give nothing away, so perhaps he'll be a little more careful here in terms of how he attacks. He opens up that test. That is the question. Bankobi on those hard tires, not having the best of time. Bankobi heavy on the curbs there, and Josh will smell this potential overtake there side by side, and Josh gets that move done. He's up to P7, and he has to contend, of course, with that 5-second time penalty. So Bankobi perhaps not minding letting Josh through there, perhaps.
No, you have to mind because he's going. Now he's under pressure now from
Seppo Temba in P9, who is now less than 4 tenths behind Bankobi coming into turn 1. Bankobi is not having such a great time on, and remember, Tindo, the tire temperatures are dropping in these slightly. Bankobi relents and lets Seppo Temba through without a fight there. And
I think maybe he has a damaged car, but from what though?
It's that rear wing. You know, it's actually that rear wing from earlier. Remember, Bankobi, he was involved in that crash. Yes, Bankobi was involved in that crash with Mandla and Lungs and Inati, and he did not come into the into the pits here. But it's quite interesting that he's managed to.
But with the way the race is going, when I'm looking at the map, you know, Sitle is about to catch Inat.
Yeah.
And after Inati is gonna catch Uman. It's not looking good, you know, especially with tier 1.
It's not looking good, Brev. It's not looking good.
It's Australia at the end of the day, you know. You should be very close. Like, you see the battle from P5 or from P6, you know, going down. They're so close. Now imagine being left again, and I don't know.
Seaclay is 12 seconds behind Sapiso.
And again.
As Buddha, why is he?
I think it's gonna. I want to see what it's gonna put on. Maybe it's gonna put on some Inter. It's gonna send it.
Perhaps if the rain conditions are going to improve, it's medium tires and a wing change for Bankobi. And let's see now how the rest of his race fares. Right now he is on the brink. Inati is hurtling towards the main straight, and we'll see if he can manage to give Bankobi some sort of a fight here. Let's get back to Josh.
I feel like Bankobi was supposed to put I don't know, maybe trying to take a risk. You have nothing to lose at the end of the day, you know.
Perhaps on P7 on the long stretch of Sector 2, Josh has managed to go side by side with Espuda, and Josh has overtaken the Williams driver coming out into the beginning of Sector 3. Josh looking absolutely sensational on a recovery mission and claiming scalp after scalp with 10 laps of racing in Australia to go. Espuda, will he fight back? Does he have anything to fight back? Circumspect on his battery usage, 84% of battery power left for Espuda, and as the raindrops start to fall and the track temperature starts to fall, I can imagine even the hard tire runners might have a lot to think about, Tindo.
They might have, because now the temperature is dropping. You're gonna see them speeding just now. Sector 3, who just spun? Don't tell me it's September. No, it's Tepiso again. No, it's not him. It's September. September. He just had a moment on the final corner there. You see the hard tires, they are struggling now.
They're really struggling. Are. And now with about just under 10 or just soon to be under 10 laps of racing to go, the top 5 have not pitted. 18-lap-old medium tires for C. Clay, for Malusi the Malusi, who's 7 seconds behind the Haas driver, for Mfundo, who's a further 12 seconds behind, and Zotal and Tepiso. All those 5 have yet to pit. And the crashes, the melee, the wing losses have compromised the races of a lot of the drivers in the midfield. So what will we see here? It's looking like it might just be a medium to soft strategy at this rate. So C. Clay carries on.
As well with the tire, I think the soft they work perfect as well in these few raindrops. They actually work better. So the guys in the top 5, they will have an advantage over Josh actually, because Josh is the only threat I'm seeing on those guys. But if he gets close again, you never know. You know, with the mediums, they are cooked as well. They might be, competing there as well.
Yeah. And will Zotal catch up to his teammate Mfundo? It's a good day for Alpine, if you're a fan. P3 and 4. And as things stand, he'll be within DRS. And as I say that is indeed the case. Zotal looking absolutely good there, easing up on the throttle. You don't want to take unnecessary risk here. And behind Zotal is Tepiso and Josh.
3 again. Who spun? Mandla. Mandla spun.
Mandla,
of course. He had to spun. Hey, Ngosiam.
Hey, Pega, uMandla ureyisa namaGhost angaka, Pega. AmaGhost ay-3. uMandla hlala kwabafileyo, amaGhost abaqobhoza lana ethi. No, amara
underground gang is called.
Hlala kwabafileyo. Amara akufani P9. P9 uyaphusha uMandla, phusha Mandla, phusha.
Yes, push Mandla.
But you push amaGhost. kunzima mara at least amaGhost angeke athola ama-point umanje uzophusha yini. It's going to be a good points finish.
Yes, indeed, it will be a good points finish for Mandla. And Inati is spinning as we were on board with him. I think Inati just got lapped
601
and had a huge
Inati just got lapped by number 1, P1 and P2. Because the next target is Mandla.
Yeah, now the next target is Mandla. Now let's see if Zotal can get this overtake done on his teammate, or if it'll just be a case of team orders, or indeed if Mfundo will put up a fight here. He's got about half of his battery power to Zotal, and right now, of course, with 8 laps of racing to go, the top 5 have been really sensational in stretching the life of these tires.
They're really showing the tier 2 gang, which you can do a lot of.
Yep. And they go side by side, and they're now easy. Zotal is now ahead up into P3 from his teammate Mfundo. So I do wonder if they will absolutely
team orders.
Yeah. And not much of a scrap of a fight between those two. Josh, aka Damnesia, knows that he will be at a disadvantage by the time that the rest of the top runners come into pit for presumably soft compound tires that definitely will have enough life in them. And, he will be struggling for grip. The first of the top runners is Zotal coming into the pit. And it's a double stack, as they're followed by Tepiso in the Ferrari. And, of course, it's a medium to soft strategy for Zotal, who has taken great care of these tires, and Fundo will... Hard tires? And Fundo, what is he doing?
Andoda wenzani ngamatayara eqine kangaka? Mara umfundi. Ngingathi ngizomzama ngamatayara mara angazi iskipana.
Umfundi akafundi, ufuna uncedo.
Vele ufuna uncedo. Pheka manje uThepiso somdlula.
Yes, Tepiso will indeed pass. And Fundo, well, the very suspect decision here. Not sure what the thinking is here. And courtesy of everyone coming into the pits, Josh, aka Damnesia, finds himself in P3. About 22 seconds behind Malusi the Malusi. Look at him, Fundo, struggling for grip. He goes so wide. It'll take so long for those hard tires to come up to temperature. Tepiso will have the easiest of overtakes. Man, he's looking for that moment, is Tepiso now. Look at that, but now Tepiso needs to just keep his head here and not to take unnecessary risks, considering how much grip, or how much less grip, Mfundo has. Thank you very much, says Tepiso, through Sector 2, as Mfundo struggles for tire grip here. And the Alpine team will be kicking themselves, as will Mfundo, with that bizarre tire strategy to come onto hard tires so late in the game. With the 6 or so laps of racing to go, Malusi the Malusi and Seekley have come into the pits. And of course, Malusi's about 10 seconds behind Seekley. Oh! Josh again, Damnesia was hoping to overtake Malusi the Malusi, but he hits the back of the Mercedes, says Josh. And he'll get the overtake done, but Josh is once again too eager, hitting the back of Malusi the Malusi, coming into turn 1. Malusi will just have to bide his time here, yes.
Josh is, that's a Checo. He's a Perez. He doesn't care. He's going for it. If he wants to go, you go. Yo.
I need to Josh train in
Exactly.
3 seconds penalty.
And a time penalty on top of the time penalty that he got from
5 seconds ago.
Exactly, from speeding in the pit lane. So
he
Josh,
had such a good race though. You see, like what I was saying, with Josh had an advantage, but now he has to pit again.
Josh uthole sonke ama license wethu nalama naleke ngesenorth angithi uJosh bekarenka lapha eBree. That's why I drive kanjena mara.
Yes, he used, of course, but yeah, it's quite hectic for Josh now. He will just have to nurse that car. I doubt he'll want to come in to the pits, but yeah, he's going to be struggling for grip and for control at this point of the race.
He's going to be under so much pressure from
his
tire as well.
He goes.
He's not going in. He's not taking the risk.
He goes wide as Josh, and by now the engineers at Alpine will be whispering in Zoltal's ear, letting him know perhaps that Josh, okay, Damnesia, has a time penalty to contend with. But look, Josh is now holding up Malusi, who is supposed to be trying to catch up to Seekley. And look, he goes defensive, does Josh. And that gap between P1 and 2 is now 17.5 seconds. So Seekley is whistling a tune here, cruising to what is quite likely going to be a very comfortable victory here. And Malusi will be seething, fuming. But Malusi does not take unnecessary risks when it comes to overtakes. He gets it done cleanly. He gets it done at an optimum spot in the track. But of course, right now, that has robbed us of a potential battle for P1, even though Seekley would have had his work cut out for him towards the end of this race here. Josh, a Damnesia, runs wide through all these corners.
Only 3 seconds penalty. Mandla just got a 3 seconds penalty again.
Oh, Mandla. Another time penalty. He's been battling the ghosts of Christmas past with the like of Inati, and that being the ghost, of course, of Liddy, the most of you actually. Mandla has a bit of a moment coming out of turn 3 there.
Melissa needs to pass Josh as soon as possible.
He really does. I think the battle with Seekley is well and truly gone. Almost 20 seconds now with 4 laps. Yeah, with just 4 laps of racing to go. And he's going to think about it now. But now, the more eager he gets, Malusi must just now be careful not to overtake those track limits.
Exactly. Yeah. And also, Zotto is closing in.
He really is.
No, he had it.
I went off there, but Malusi gets that move done on Josh. Josh's straight line speed is insane. Yes, running an aggressive wing setup with Josh. And Malusi manages to get that move done. And Malusi will be glad to see the back of the Alfa Romeo. And Josh will cling and claw and hope to fight with Malusi the Malusi, but those fresh soft tires will be telling. Expect Malusi to stretch that gap to beyond a second by the time you get to the end of this lap. So yeah, Malusi the Malusi is on a mission here.
And the Josh, he might, the chances for him, he might end up in P7 actually.
Yeah, with those time penalties, all things considered.
He might end up in P7.
Yeah.
Disabled. The track is wet.
The
track is wet now. So, but now the soft runners have an advantage. They can still do 3 more laps on it. But hey, it's very, very tricky now. Let's expect a DNF 1 or 2.
Let's see how the hard tire runners fare. We're back here with Mandla, and let's see how then he will fare as far as tire grip is concerned. Ooh, he goes all the way down to gear 3, coming through that section. And as you look on that,
easy.
Yeah,
I think Mandla is taking it easy, just on a finishing points. He's not pushing the P9 is okay for him.
Now Josh has 8 seconds worth of time. Yes.
Mhlawumbe Mandla sifanele sikuthengele leyo mpuphu leyo Mandla endoda. Mhlawumbe uzoba namandla ukucompete kakhulu. But right now he's not. I don't think he's going on that corner even on number 3.
He's not taking any chances as Mandla. Bring it home, collect these points, and he definitely has enough breathing space. Let's catch up with the race leader. He's now, of course, on that main straight is Seaclay, and in his sight is Mandla. Lungs DNF, Liddy, to answer your question. And let's see now how comfortable or not Seaclay gets as the rain falls down heavier and heavier. 2 laps of racing to go. This man has been in phenomenal form once again. He topped the times of qualifying and has been absolutely comfortable from beginning to end. It's been another masterclass from Seaclay here. Malusi the Malusi was caught. There's a yellow flag.
Who just spun?
It might have been, I'm not sure if it was Mfundo.
Mfundo,
yeah.
Spun.
And it looks like his wing is still intact. And, well, he'll be thankful for that. But, of course, he'll be disappointed that he's not fighting it out with the Tapiso and Seppo Tamba, potentially. But, of course, remember, Mfundo did bizarrely select the hard compound tires when he came into the pit so late, having nursed those mediums for so long. So, Damnesia, 8-second time penalty. Mandla, Inati, Bad Kobe, 3-second time penalties.
And it's closing in on Josh, though. He's very close now. He's 1.8 seconds now.
1.8 seconds is the gap. There goes the AlphaTauri of Josh, aka Damnesia, and coming out of the corners.
Moving the pits. Fine.
He's.
I'm not kidding. He's just got left now. He's gonna be left just now.
He will delay himself even further. Will Ban Kobe?
Sector 3. Who spun?
It looks like Inati might have spun.
Inati spun.
Inati might have spun. We're about to see Inati now on this stretch of track. The track is getting darker and darker. There's raindrops really slowly making the surface of the track slicker and slicker. One more lap of racing after this. This is the penultimate lap.
We are getting a DNF. At least one for the team. I'll take one for the team.
Ban Kobe will be praying for a DNF here, because that'll lift him up into the points.
One for the team.
Ban Kobe eventually opted to stay out on, rather come into the pits. He figured I have nothing to lose. I'm already so far behind Inaki, who is on the verge of claiming his first point in this championship season. And that'll put him level with Liddy and Mshengu on 1 championship point thus far. We're on board with Zotal, however. It's the Alpine chasing down Josh, aka Damnesia. But Zotal being Zotal, will know that Josh has 8 seconds of time penalty. So Zotal, in these risky conditions, will not risk it. We have begun the final lap, courtesy of this man. It is Seaclay in the lead of this race. And that is the back of Liddy. Seemingly, or could it be Ban Kobe? Is that Ban Kobe? Yeah, it looks like it's Ban Kobe.
That's Ban Kobe, yes. That's Ban Kobe, and I don't know. Hey, no, I
Oh, is
give up.
another.
Again. Who is that? I'll tell you now.
See who that is? And
It's between Zota. No, it's not Zota. It's Inati again because they are all lapping him. He just went into the pit now again.
Inati into the pits once again. But then he needs to be careful.
He's going for soft. Oh, the wing is broken.
Oh,
just need to finish for that last point at least.
Yeah, but Bankobi does not look like he's anywhere near giving an accident. Oh, Bankobi goes like Bankobi crashes. That is Bankobi crashes out of the race.
I told you.
Oh, Bankobi was hoping for a DNF, but he crashes out himself in front of Sikle, who just goes past and does not have to. I'm not sure. Well, he's back in the car in the Bondani, yes indeed. But the story of the day has been this man, Sikle, who was sensational in qualifying. He's been superb in the race in slick, wet conditions. He crosses the line P1 and he wins the Australian Grand Prix to top the podium spot once again. And he is followed by a factor of 27 or so seconds. It's been Malusi the Malusi who had to recover after a first lap melee earlier on in the race. But recover he did. Fight he did. Maintain his P2 spot he did. And Malusi will cross the line in P2 as Mandla, who's on the verge of a precious couple of points, has spun out. Zotal will take the third and final podium spot, courtesy of those time penalties by Joshua Damnesia. Zapiso brings the car home and will cross the line in P6. What about Mfundo?
Why are you putting the ARS on? You are on your own. You are
Here
on your
comes...
own. I think it's, you can see Sikle's car. Maybe he's thinking Sikle wants to lap him, but the rest is finished.
He does not want to be lapped as Mandla. Here comes Mfundo crossing the line for P7. A decent day for both Alpines finishing in the points, as Buddha is on the verge of claiming his first points finish this season. As Buddha crosses the line, it's P8 for the Williams driver, and Romeo, aka Mandla, will come across the line wingless here, as he is still out on track.
That is if he makes the plus score.
Tindo, not much faith in Mandla, but he has a bit of a moment, a huge moment coming out of the final corner. He weaves to the left and the right. He celebrates the points, does Mandla, and here he comes across the line, careful of those walls in these conditions. He weaves, but Mandla finishes the race. Oh, a sensational race out here in Australia. And one of the first people to join us in the commentary box, well, he's no stranger to being first. He's no stranger to topping the timesheets, to standing on the top spot of the podium. I'm pretty sure by now he's graffitied his name onto that top spot. It's Sikle. Congratulations, sir. How does that feel? Yo, Sikle, mic check, Sikle. Are you with us?
Hey, I'm here.
Congratulations, P1.
Thank you.
Tell us about that race, man. It didn't look like you were too hot and bothered for most of it.
No, I nearly missed the race. I was sleeping.
You are lying.
I'm serious. I caught a cold. That's why I joined late.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
No, I thought maybe you were doing it, because you are Verstappen in form and with your illegal car, and then I'm just gonna come late when they do one lap and then you're good.
No, I wish.
You were
You
were under pressure, Sikle, in the beginning, particularly from September. Yes. So take us through those initial laps before, of course, there was a whole lot of melee behind you, and you managed to take advantage.
I was just trying to manage my tires because I actually forgot to lower my tire pressure.
Yeah.
So it was a case of trying to manage the gap with him and opening, But as the track got cooler, it just made the job easier. So I actually got quicker than I would have been with lower tire pressures because I had faster straight line speed then with more air in my tires.
Yeah. And that was just sensationally done from that point onwards. Congratulations. Top spot on the podium. And in P2, now it's an interesting upward trajectory for this man. P4 in Belgium, P2 in Monaco. And once again, it's the consistency. P2 fighting it out once again. Congratulations, Malusi the Malusi. It was a dramatic race. Take us through that.
Yo, no, shout out, guys. Thanks for holding it down as always, man. Yeah, tricky race. My stats just need to improve, man. My stats are bad.
Yeah.
I lost out to Zepoti, almost lungs in the beginning, but eventually passed. And I just didn't have pace for the opening laps. I have no idea why. Zepoti made a mistake. I was able to move into P2. I think Lungs pit early and the first safety car, if I'm not mistaken. So From that it was just a lonely race. Then Chigi Josh is here now.
Yes. Take us through that, because when both of y'all came into the pits, we were watching that and we were lamenting. I mean, I know you were, I think it could have been 9 or 10 seconds or so, but potentially we could have seen you creeping up on Sihle. And just take us through that frustration, because we know you don't take unnecessary risks to your car in overtakes.
Yeah, no, 100%. I never do. So I counted Sihle out early. Like fighting Sihle was just out of the question. He's just a beast on this track. So my fight became with Josh when he came out of nowhere, because I thought I had a safe gap. Then as soon as I come out of the pits, I see he's coming through. Then obviously on warmer tires, he was able to pass me. But even when I got my tire temps up, passing Josh was still a problem on the straights.
And he had a damaged wing on top of that.
Imagine that, bro. So he made a mistake going into turn 3. He just had a small spin, and that's when I was able to make a move on Josh.
You guys have been sensational.
Do you feel like you would have closed the gap if it wasn't for your battle with Josh?
To Sihle.
To Sihle. Because you're still close, though it was not that big. I think you lost about 8 to 9 seconds between you and Josh the time when you were battling together.
Nope, Sihle was just too quick, man. Whether it was dry or wet, he was just too quick. There was no way I could have caught him today.
Okay, now.
All right.
No, at least you managed to lap. Bangobi managed to lap. Did you catch Manda? No, I don't think so.
Shout out, man.
Incredible racing, and our hearts were in our mouths. We were watching your onboard, I think in Q3. So just talk us through that briefly.
Don't. So my final Q3 run was fire. I think I was 3.5 tenths up when I got to that chicane entering the third sector. And it's just, when you go for your final run, you're just risking it all. So I had more speed than I should have, and I spun. So it's whatever, man. It broke my heart, but we moved.
You were actually moving. You were moving, trust me.
Beautiful stuff. Can't wait to see y'all fight it out in Jeddah. Zotal is on the podium. It's an upward trajectory for this man. Finished P4 last time out. Now he's on the podium. Zotal, congratulations. How does that feel?
ABS, let's go. ABS off, let's go. No. Shout out, man. Shout out, guys. I've missed being here. Hey, it's been a minute. But I think we are getting there. We're getting there. I mean, started the season, decided I'm gonna go ABS off. But if I'm able to make the podium with ABS off, I might as well just run with it. A crazy race again, same as Melo. My starts are just ridiculous. Like, on average, I sacrifice 2 positions at my starts.
Wow, yeah.
But it's all about maintaining my pace. So if I can sort out my starts, I think there's a lot of time I can gain there. Battle early with Bangobi, tried to dive on me there. It was bad there, but I'm assuming it's just payback for what Monaco. but I managed to hold it down the race. The rain comes down. I'm on mediums. Supposed to pit for hards. I'm like, no, let's just wait and see what this rain does. Managed to push the mediums for 21 laps, if I'm not mistaken. And I jumped on the softs.
I think almost all of you guys on top 5, you did similar stint as well. Like you went for longer.
Long mediums.
I didn't expect that. I was just like, hey, maybe you guys are waiting for the rain to come.
Yeah.
You have better.
Couldn't tell what the rain was doing because it wasn't getting worse. So
yeah, correct.
And so it was just a tricky situation. You had no
tricky
choice but to keep
situation.
on going.
So, but if it wasn't for the rain, were you going to? You have the stint of saying, okay, mediums and hards, or
yes, definitely. I was gonna do that. I was gonna do that. Medium hard.
Okay.
Yeah. So I pit for softs. Josh is flying on the mediums, but I knew that obviously on fresher soft compound tires it closed the gap. Noticed as well he had an 8-second penalty. And then the last few laps, I think I could have overtook him, but I decided to just stay put, noting the penalties without risk. So beautiful race on the come up. The aim is to maintain now.
The aim is to maintain. It's a brilliant trajectory that you and Mello, in fact, all three of you are on. I just want to hear quickly, I'll start with you, Zotal, and then come to Mello. How much are you looking forward to the sequence of tracks that are coming up? I think it's we've got Jeddah, then Baku, and just how you feeling in terms of your prospects.
Yeah, look, I'm comfortable with Jeddah. Obviously, me being comfortable doesn't mean anything because other people can be comfortable and much quicker. So, look, we'll see what happens on Thursday, Masad.
All right. And Mello?
Yeah, no, it's exactly what Zotal said, man. Like, you can think you're good until it's time for Q1, Q2, and 3. So,
yeah,
we'll just see it on the day, man. We'll just see it on the day. Because you think you're confident, Chigi, fighting for 1 point. So,
but it's only you, Melo, though, who's doing time trials on 118, and then you come on the track, you do 118. What's your secret, I mean? Tell us a recipe.
I've never done it a single time.
Melo doesn't do time trial.
So it's Sihle then. Tell us a secret. Sihle and Zotal. No, but Zotal didn't do 118. Sihle, at least, Tell us what's
117, correction, 117, boy. 117.
What is the secret, particularly?
Just practice race pace in time trial. Don't be like everyone else who goes there and sets unrealistic laps that.
But the same energy you put on time trial, is it the same one you put on the track?
Yeah, I try to get as comfortable as possible on time trial. I don't go there, the intention of just throwing the car around, but just to learn the track.
Yeah.
Well, it's beautiful to see you guys do your thing. Congratulations, gentlemen. I don't know if you have final questions, Tindo.
No, I'm good. It was a good race, gents, and pretty well. We're learning from you guys because you are our kings, aren't it?
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
It's only that I was just reading a comment here from Streezy. Uti Zotilent's episode not giving me anything to hate on. So it looks like you guys are putting pressure on him. So but no, it was a good race, gents. We really enjoyed. Hopefully on Thursday we're gonna have the same as well.
Definitely. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Congratulations to all three of you. And we will see you on Thursday in Jeddah. Thank you to everyone in the comment section. Lungello, Streezy, Slindo.
Tomorrow we have tier 2. We have tier 2.
Tier 2 and tier 3 tomorrow.
Spread the weight. Share on all your platforms.
7:30 p.m. Tier 2 Brakeaway League Racing. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll catch you tomorrow for the Tier 2 race. Thank you and good night.
Tindo, come see Tindo performing tomorrow.
Yes.
Thanks,
everybody. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.